Welcome back to the Destination Saratoga All Access podcast, where we explore the best that Saratoga County has to offer, from iconic attractions and hidden gems to the people shaping our vibrant community. In this episode, we're honoring Black History Month with two incredible guests. First, we'll talk to the president of MLK Saratoga. Then we'll interview the great-granddaughter of one of the founding members of Frederick Allen Lodge, an Elks Club here in Saratoga celebrating their 100th anniversary. We'll dive into the impactful work that MLK Saratoga is doing. We'll explore the Lodge's rich history and legacy. And we'll discuss how both organizations continue to inspire love, justice, and community today. The Frederick Allen Lodge in Saratoga Springs, New York, was founded in 1925. It's a branch of the International Benevolent and Protective Order of Elks of the World, also known as the Black Elks. The lodge was named after Frederick Joseph Allen, the first African-American to work in Saratoga Springs Public Works Department. The lodge was originally located on Congress Street. In 1966, the building on Congress Street burned down, and the lodge moved to its current location at 69 Beekman Street. Known as the Black Elks among its membership, the Frederick Allen Lodge number 609 was chartered on August 5th, 1925. But before we get into the interviews, here's the latest news and events with MacKenzie and Jesse. What's up, girl?
Hey, what's up?
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I love that leopard print shirt.
Thank you. It's from The Gap.
It's perfect for Valentine's Day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Valentine's Day. Let's talk about some date ideas.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I'm going to go first.
I was going to say, you had a pretty epic one last year.
Yes, it's going to be quite difficult to top. But if you're looking for a last-minute Valentine's Day date idea, I highly recommend booking a private tour with independent helicopters above Saratoga County, followed by a romantic dinner for two at the Coat Room. That's what I did for my husband last year.
Yeah. What was the experience going up in the helicopter?
It was awesome.
Yeah.
The helicopter was pretty small, so there was 2 seats in front and 2 seats in back, and we had headsets on so we could talk and hear each other. Very smooth. It wasn't as loud or bumpy as you would expect. We did it right at sunset, so we flew around the city of Saratoga. We got to fly over our house, which was really cool.
That's cool.
It was about 30 minutes in total, and it was the most incredible experience ever.
I want to do that. That sounds really fun.
It was awesome. So this year it's going to be really hard to top, but what I'm doing is a couples massage at Complexions.
Awesome.
And I'm going to get him some jerky from the beef jerky outlet. So,
I've never been there.
Yeah, it's cute, right on Broadway.
Yeah.
It's actually right next door to the podcast studio. Let's talk about your ideal date for anyone listening out there.
I think my ideal date for Valentine's Day, I mean, I love chocolate. I love sweets. So anything from like Saratoga Candy Co. or Saratoga Chocolate Company, those, I mean, they're like the best chocolate and candy in town. So anything from there, chocolate covered strawberries, I love. I like doing an activity, but I can't, like, what would I do?
Well, you can't really go for a hike because it's freezing.
Yeah.
Maybe you could do a painting class or yoga.
Oh, the Hyde Museum or the Hyde Collection in like Glens Falls. They have like this Valentine's exhibit going on, I'm pretty sure. But I would go to like an art museum. That's fun. Or like something like that. That'd be cool. And then out to dinner.
Yes.
I love food.
So Forno Bistro is doing a couples pizza making class on February 15th. So they may still have tickets available if you're looking for a fun couples activity.
Mm-hmm. And there's a Chapel Roan dance party at UPH on the 15th as well.
Yes. Love it.
Hot to go.
Oh.
My favorite.
Have you ever gotten a love letter on Valentine's Day?
It was Halloween, actually. Like, you know how you could send those like Halloween grams or whatever in high school? Oh, okay. Well,
what's a Halloween gram?
It was called like a boo gram, something like that. I can't remember, but my boyfriend at the time had sent me one to like my English class.
Oh.
And they like give them out to you. And actually,
I love that.
And it was like, I remember it because it was like, you are beautiful. And you know, it was like Halloween or whatever.
You are beautiful.
Thanks. So that was cute. That was cute. I thought that was fun.
That's so cute. I remember when I was little, my mom was a teacher, so we would ride to school together. And one Valentine's Day, my dad had gotten this like ginormous gorilla, and he put it over her steering wheel with a card and like flowers. And I remember walking out to the car to go to school, and I was like, oh my God, that's so cute.
I do think my parent, that is really cute. A gorilla? Aw. Usually when I lived with them, I would like wake up to like 2 cards and like a little something on the table from both of them to each of them. But they always said they never would get each other gifts. But I think it like manifested into chocolates or like gifts or something like that. I don't know. Or they would do something.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. One of my favorite Valentine's gifts when I was a child, my mom got me a CD Walkman. God, we're going back. So you would open it and put a CD in, and then you had headphones. So I got that, and then the Britney Spears Hit Me Baby One More Time album. I thought I was pretty cool.
Yeah. You know, my dad still has one of those, and he goes on walks with them sometimes. And
you can't really fit it in your pocket, you know?
I don't know how he does it. But he has his little headphones or whatever they're called and his little CD.
So funny. So,
yeah.
And then iPods were a thing. I don't even think people use iPods anymore. You can do everything on your cell phone.
Oh, I loved I had an iPod Shuffle. It was pink.
Ooh.
I loved that thing. You could clip it on to your like pants or wherever.
When you're like working out.
No, I didn't work out when I was like 10.
Oh. When you walked around the neighborhood?
Yeah, I walked around the neighborhood. I walked to school and everything. What did I listen to? I feel like I had Selena Gomez on there.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about latest news in events. So we mentioned a couple events that are coming up. The Fire and Ice Bar at the Mill and Round Lake will take place this weekend. If you haven't been, it's such a great event.
I haven't been.
You haven't?
No, I've always wanted to go.
Oh my God, it's so much fun.
Yeah.
They have literally an ice bar. They have all sorts of events, food, drink specials. It's totally worth going. Shuffleboard, cornhole, fire pits, 30-foot ice bar, lots of samplings and giveaways, hot chocolate cocktails. You got to go.
Yeah.
So much fun.
That sounds amazing.
This Friday and Saturday.
We also have the Tinny's Tavern Outhouse races coming up on March 1st. So grab a team together and you can pull an outhouse on skis, on snowboard. It's crazy. It'll be really fun. But I think I really want to go.
So does someone sit in the outhouse?
I think.
Or are you both pulling?
The outhouse must carry one helmeted person sitting on a toilet seat.
That would be you.
Yeah, sure. And there has to be one toilet paper roll in the outhouse somewhere. The outhouse must ride on snowboards, downhill skis, or cross-country skis.
They have a lot of fun up at Tinny's Tavern.
Yeah, they do. They really do. And their webcam, like when you could see all the snow coming down.
Yeah.
And their snowmobiling is like really popular.
Yeah, I think it's a big hangout for snowmobilers as they come through. They do a pit stop at Tinny's Tavern.
Yeah.
We actually had a team lunch there, and it's so cozy, and their food is delicious.
Yeah.
It's a great place.
It is really good. Really great.
So I have to mention, Frederick Allen Lodge is holding cocktails and chocolate tonight at the lodge. So if you are interested and you enjoyed our episode, please stop by.
You can also go to Into the Woods Farms for snowshoeing with goats. It's like a wild walk with goats in the winter. You grab your snowshoes. It's out in Middle Grove. It's wonderful. I was there in November for our YouTube video, and it was so cool just to have a little wild walk with goats. And Phaedra is so nice. She walks with you and just tells you all about nature and the goats, and any question you have, she has the exact answer. It's wonderful. And it's just a nice time to get outside, leave your worries behind, and just have fun with some goats.
If you're looking for another healthy activity, the Saratoga Farmers Market is back at the Wilton Mall for their winter farmers market. It takes place on Saturdays from 9:30 to 1:30 between November and April. So definitely check it out. A lot of local farmers and artisans will be there. They'll have all of their stuff. Definitely something worth doing on a Saturday. Pick up your chocolate-covered strawberries at Saratoga Candy Company. Mm-hmm. Those are my favorite.
Any kind of flowers. We have Samantha Noss. She is a wonderful
florist.
I
love her flowers.
She puts together such lovely arrangements, and it's just, they're so poised and elegant. Mm-hmm. I love it there.
And Posy Peddler. I love those guys right on West Ave. I frequent there quite a bit.
Yeah, we've got a good selection.
We do.
If you think that you don't have a place to get your loved one something, that's an excuse. You do.
And for last minute ideas, Jessie has written a blog for Valentine's Day with promotions, restaurant specials, all the good stuff. So make sure you visit discoversaratoga.org. And now to the interview at Frederick Allen Lodge. We are at the Frederick Allen Lodge, located on Beekman Street. And today I'm interviewing Jocelyn Khoury, president of MLK Saratoga. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I am great. Thank you for having me.
Of course. I'm really excited about this interview. I am interested myself to learn more about MLK Saratoga. I know Black History Month is upon us, and I just am really excited to learn about you and your mission. So can you tell us a little bit about the mission of MLK Saratoga?
Our mission at MLK Saratoga is to provide education about social issues in and around our neighborhood and the world through entertainment, through spoken word, through music, through the arts.
I love that. And you're a bit of an artist yourself.
I'm an actor.
Can you tell us about that? What kind of shows have you been in?
Oh, I've been in a few shows. My latest was Black Superhero Magic Mama with Skidmore College at the JKB Theater. And that was a really profound play about loss and grief and redemption and hope. I just loved working with them.
Oh, that sounds awesome. I wish I had a chance to see it.
At some point, maybe we'll bring it back. Who knows?
Yes, you'll have to let me know.
Yes.
What impact do you hope MLK Saratoga will have on the community?
We always hope to educate the community. We always hope that they come to us to learn about the beloved community. This community really has such rich history, and we want to educate people on that history, not only on the history of Dr. King, but also the history of Saratoga. So we try to do that as much as we can, and we want to do that through community learning.
What kind of community learning type events do you offer?
We have panel discussions with several other community members that we collaborate with. We actually, right now for Black History Month, we have 2 film screenings happening at the public library, all free and open to the public. One of the films that we will be screening is Origins by Ava DuVernay, and then afterwards there will be a panel discussion, and that is going to be on February 9th from 1 to 4 at the Saratoga Springs Public Library. The other film we're going to be screening is called Journey to Freedom on February 23rd. It's a collaboration between Siena College and Don Hyman. He is a historian. It's a 13-episode documentary where they interviewed former activists. We're going to screen one of the episodes, and then people will be free to watch the remaining episodes at their own time. And then afterwards, we are going to have a discussion with about 5 panelists. All of these productions are so important to the community to learn more and more about the civil rights movement, the community activist movements, and really about the African American experience. The thing that MLK Saratoga, that we want to do is we want to leave Dr. King's legacy always in someone's heart. To kind of, for them to understand that what Dr. King did wasn't just for African Americans. He did so much for the Latinos in the community, for Mexican Americans, for Asian Americans, because if he didn't put all that effort forth, none of us would have benefited from his struggle and his fight. So when these productions come on, we like to promote them, because we really need people to understand the struggle that our ancestors faced. And when we understand other cultures and other people, we get to love them. And right now, in this season of a lot of confusion, a lot of unkindness, and just cruelty. I've seen so much cruelty in these past few days. It just makes what MLK Saratoga does even more important.
Absolutely. That was so beautiful. I'm so glad we're having this conversation.
Thank you.
Trying to gather myself here for a second. How do you feel Saratoga has embraced diversity, equality, and inclusion in the recent years?
I think that they could be on their way to understanding. And having said that, we also need to understand that without people embracing different people, we're never going to get to where we need to get. We really need to understand one another and have this unconditional love for one another. That's something that Dr. King spoke about so much. This unconditional love. Because when you have unconditional love for people, even a stranger in the street that you meet, and you can say, I love you, even though we have differences, they're not going to hurt each other.
Yeah.
But that's an understanding.
Yeah.
So we have to talk. We have to sit with people that you won't usually talk to, and you can't judge them. That's where unconditional love goes. Because when you have unconditional love, you don't see that person as an other or a different person.
Yeah.
We need to talk to people that don't think like us and might not know that we all have the same struggle. We're all looking to take care of our children, make sure that we have our bills paid. We all are in the same boat. If people would see that, there wouldn't be all this injustice. We are all the same.
I couldn't agree more. And I think something we could all get better at is really stopping to, as they say, walk a mile in their shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's going through something.
Mm-hmm.
And for anyone to feel or think that they're different or above something is just wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm happy that you guys are here and you're making a difference and you're educating and you're holding programs so we can all be a little bit more knowledgeable. What can someone like I do to learn more about MLK or, become just more aware of other people and cultures? Because I could use that too, and sitting with you, I'm feeling very educated, very comfortable, very enlightened.
What I tell people is that every time you learn something like this, teach it to someone else. Talk to someone else that you think will never listen to you. And it might be hard for them because when I say things to people, they kind of are taken aback. And it's not to criticize or to judge, it's to teach. I don't want people to think that we're talking at them. Then you ask that person afterwards, can you please talk to someone else that you think might not understand the struggle that other people are going through? Just keep communicating to someone that you think might not understand.
Yeah, I think that's a great lesson. I know personally in this world of politics, people have very differing opinions, and I personally try to stay out of it. But it's tough when some people are so far one way and aren't open to even hear the other side, right? And like you said, I know it's not the same, but being able to listen to both people's perspectives and still love each other while being different. Mm-hmm. And I think that's something we're missing today in society, in politics, in life in general.
I really think that people just want to be right all the time. And it's not about right or wrong. It's about humanity, and morality. Think about that. Would someone like to be treated as less than? No.
Yeah.
If you know that you don't want to be treated like that, why would you treat someone else like that?
Exactly.
We have so much more in common than we have differences. This division that has been occurring for a while, and it's been a while. People have to open their eyes and know that this division isn't working. Yeah. It's not working for us. Seeing people as different and as they, those people, we have to stop that.
Yeah. It's not an us versus them.
No.
And I agree with you there. I think we all need to see each other as equals and want the best for one another. Mm-hmm. Builds people up rather than breaking people down.
Yes. I think that people want to try to do well. They just don't know a direction. We're open to a conversation with the leaders here in Saratoga to have that conversation so they can understand, so we can understand one another.
So this episode is going to be airing on Valentine's Day. And I was wondering if you had any of Dr. King's messages about love and hope and justice to share with the audience.
Yes. I have one written down here. I quote Dr. King. I know that love is ultimately the only answer to mankind's problems. end quote. I think about this so much because if we saw each other like the way you see a loved one, if we see each other like that, when you see someone of color, look at them and see them as someone you love. Think about them as a sister when you see them, or a brother. And what would you want for your sibling? What would you want for your child? The same. So if you love them, mankind's problems would be solved. It sounds simple, so simplistic, but love is that simple. I want to leave with 2 thoughts for people. How can I be a vessel of love and peace in my own life? I want people to think on that. And if they could, go on the website and leave us a message. And then the next one is, how can I promote love and peace in my community and around the world? If you think around these questions and around how everyone could do something.
Yeah.
Even a little something. It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be. Just a little bit every day. A simple hello to someone, holding the door open for someone that looks different than you. Just being kind to one another. I think that it could be a good start.
I think so too. Thank you so much for your time. If our listeners and viewers wanted to learn more about MLK Saratoga and your Black History Month events, where would they go?
Please visit mlksaratoga.org and you'll see a full listing of Black-owned businesses, a listing of all the events that we are working on for the month of February and beyond. And speaking of events that MLK Saratoga sponsors, once a year during our MLK weekend, we have a Saturday night after party here with DJ and music, and it's really, really great and so much fun.
That sounds fun.
Oh my gosh, you should come next year.
I would love to.
And then the other thing that happens every 4th Thursday of the month is the Social Justice Social Hour, where community members come in and talk about what's on their minds, really. And we have all different community members come. It's a really nice, it's very relaxed, and you can get a drink and chat and play pool, listen to music, and talk about what's going on in your life in the community. So that's one great way of getting to know each other.
Yeah, that's a great idea. And do you have a way we could subscribe to some emails?
Absolutely. Also on the website, go ahead and sign up for our list, and we will be sending you newsletters as they become available.
Thank you so much, Jocelyn. This has been amazing.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
I really appreciate you and everything you and MLK Saratoga are doing for Saratoga County.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. So I'm here with Joy King, the great granddaughter of Frederick Allen. Could you tell us a little bit about you and what you do and your role here at Frederick Allen Lodge?
I wear many hats here. I came in as a 5-year-old, and I actually have my uniform still. I should go up there and get it. I have my uniforms. My great-grandfather, they were looking for youth to join the step group here. And my mom brought me over, and I joined the step groups as one of the little marchers as a little kid. And I've got actually the visitor center has a picture of me. Mary Ann Fitzgerald was like, "Oh, Joy, I have a picture of the step group." I said, "Really?" So she pulls the picture out, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, "That's me!" Like this, and Mary Ann's like laughing. She's like, "Oh my gosh." So yeah, there's actually a picture, and I have one on my phone of me in this little step group when I was 5 years old. And I actually, this uniform is, I shouldn't tell you how old it is. It's definitely 50 years old, I'll tell you that.
Oh,
That's
it's adorable.
So we had little white bloomer pants, little marching boots, and we wore white Tams, and yeah. And the boys had the same kind of shirt, but they had white pants. And if the girls danced, their uniform was white, the reverse, because we had some girls that actually did little dances, and some of the guys did too, so their top would be white instead of gold.
So can you talk a little bit about Frederick Allen Lodge and how it got started?
Wow. Okay. The Red Caps back in the day got together across the country. They were the porters for the trains. They got together and decided that they were going to form an Elks Lodge. And what happened was blacks were not allowed to join BPOE, And so to combat that, IPBOE of W was born. It was to be able to have an Elks organization, because back then everything was separate but equal. Now today, both organizations have diversity. It's not exclusive to just one ethnicity. That's the one good thing, that we've become past all of this.
Let's talk about your grandfather.
Great-grandfather.
Great-grandfather.
Mm-hmm.
This building is named after him. You
Yes.
said Frederick Allen.
His real name was Frederick Joseph Allen.
Wow. Can you tell us a little bit about him?
Okay. He was the first minority to be hired at City Hall. He was the janitor, the electrician, and the plumber. So he held 3 positions within City Hall. He was born in Saratoga in 1862, although you'll see different documentation that 1868, it was 1862. And you'll also see documentation that he could have died in 67, but I've been to the cemetery and got the records. He died in 1969. I actually have the documentation of his birth and his death. So there's been a lot of people have researched him and put different dates up that aren't accurate. He was also born in Saratoga Hospital, which used to be Ann's Washington Inn. So
Wow, I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
and so I was told he was born in room 6 in Ann's Washington Inn. So
That is very cool.
isn't that cool?
Fun
Yeah, so
fact.
yeah, very fun fact. He's buried in Greenwich Cemetery with the rest of my family over there, and so we do have a chronological history for him. He retired at City Hall at 99.
Wow.
They suggested, "Hey Joe, do you realize don't you want to retire?" So he did retire, and he was 99 years old when he retired from his work with the city.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
That's very amazing. And the picture that I have here is and he's in front of the DPW door, which no longer is there since City Hall had that fire. They reconstructed the building, so he was in front of the DPW, or Skip Scirocco's office was still there. Of course, my grandfather didn't work for Skip. He's 93 in this picture. He wrote it on the back of the picture.
Wow.
So he's standing holding the door, and you see Department of Public Works, and on the back he wrote 93 on the back of it. So we know how old he was in that picture. And
That's
he was
amazing.
spry. He doesn't look like he's 90 anything. He looks like he's 60 something.
Wow.
Yeah, or even maybe, he looks very young and you can see that he's still fit and ready to do his job. What he had to go through, and what all those porters had to go through to make this organization happen, it was very difficult. The opposition and back in those days, we're talking the late 1800s, early 1900s, were not happy with the fact that we were going to establish our own Elks organization. This is our 100th year anniversary.
Oh, congratulations.
So yes, so we are planning some big things for that, a parade and festivities. We haven't exactly put the program all together, but it's in the works.
When will that take place?
Between Memorial Day and September, because the men, I think, were chartered in August and we were chartered in September. So we're trying to put all that together on a certain level and hope we can put it together like we did in, I think, 70s. We had a state convention here, and there was like 5,000 people here, and we had a
Wow.
parade, and Saratoga was like lively and vibrant. We used to have a dance at that casino that if you didn't buy it was in August, called the August Dance. And if you didn't buy your tickets in January, you weren't going to get tickets.
Wow.
That's how crazy it was. And I remember my parents used to buy a table. So the last time they had it was 1979 on that level. And I remember my parents bought a table, and a table was $1,000. That's a lot of money for
Yeah.
79. And I remember when I was little, I would watch my dad and mom get dressed, and they were in their finest. They're like suit, tie. I mean, it's just like, it's formal. No semi-formal. It was formal. Women came in their minks in the middle of August. They dressed to the nines. And like I said, if you didn't buy your tickets in January, you weren't getting in that dance. And it was at the casino, and it was always held the day after Mary Lou Whitney had her big shebang there. So she was always very helpful and very supportive of us. So anything she had left over, she'd leave it. It didn't matter how much, she would just leave it. And then we, of course, would supplement and put our stuff together. But it was such a wonderful event, and I couldn't wait, because you had to be 18. And I couldn't wait till I turned 18. 18 was legal back then. I can't wait to go to the dance. I can't wait to go to the dance. And I would just like lay on my mom's bed and watch them get dressed and
Aw.
everything. And then I turned 18, and the dance, they didn't have it anymore. So I was like,
That's the
Yeah,
worst.
so it was you think the Grammys don't have anything on the way these people come down the red carpet, what they would come down the red carpet. It was on that level.
So you're bringing the dance back.
We tried. The community people don't like to dress like that. To get beyond that, we tried. A gentleman who passed away, Roland Yarborough, who was very instrumental here, did try to bring the dance back, but it didn't take to the way that we had it in the late 70s, the 60s through 50s through 70s. So I don't know, people have changed. They don't, even at weddings, you don't see people dress like they used to dress for these things. So we're looking at it. We're looking at trying to bring some activities back that were really our core events here. One other thing is that we had a fashion show. The ladies put on a fashion show, and the runway was all the way up Beekman Street, and we had tables on both sides, and the stores in Saratoga brought their wares, and we modeled their clothing and had models, different people in the community model their outfits, and we're working on bringing that back. That was a big fundraiser and a wonderful event.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of fun. 100-year anniversary, lots of good events up in the making. It sounds like a really good year.
We hope so. We're trying to make this the year of Frederick Allen Lodge because we certainly need it. We're trying to keep this organization intact and together, and it's needed so badly with the climate and that's going on that this is an institution, and it's an institution that needs to be here 100 years from now, not just today.
How has the lodge evolved to meet the needs of the community?
We have been doing some events that are community-based. We work a lot with Create across the street, and Julie brings a lot of ideas. We were just talking about how we have Social Justice Hour the fourth Thursday of the month. We also have a pool night. People like to play pool, and there are very few pool tables anymore, and we're one of the organizations that does. So we have a pool night the first Thursday of the month. And then we have game night the second Thursday of the month. They're the craziest games I've ever seen in my life. I have no idea, but he brings them in. And families come in. Today, people want to do things with their family, with their kids, with their grandmother.
Yeah.
They want to bring in the whole group. And this is an event every second Thursday that promotes that. So the kids come in, the parents come in, they sit and they play games with their kids, and they're able to go, have something at the bar, but have their kids right with them.
Yeah.
And it's today, that's what people don't want to be out late. So this is like a 6 to 8 kind of event. Maybe we'll push it to 9 if it's the day after the kids don't go to school. But it's such a wonderful, it's something that I wish more people would take and come here and participate in. Because once you come, you're coming every week. You're a regular.
It sounds like so much fun.
It's very nice. So then the third Thursday is called Crafters Hours, and so you come in and you bring whatever kind of crafting you do. If you make jewelry, if you make cards, if you loom, if you knit, if you crochet, whatever. If you collage, we have the first time we did it. This woman came in with all this collage and put it all in it. We're like, oh my gosh! And that's a fun time too, because you can do whatever you want. As long we want you to craft in here, looming, anything, sewing. You bring your sewing machine and start sewing. We don't care what it is, as long as it's some kind of crafting to bring back that skill. That's something that we do. That's the third Thursday, and then the fourth Thursday is Social Justice Hour, and that's of course coming in and speaking about and gathering and fellowshipping with each other about issues, things you have on your mind that you want to talk about.
That's awesome.
So Thursdays are pretty extensive for each month, and it's, if you want to come and introduce yourself to the lodge, that's a good time to come and come here and experience what's going on here.
Great. So if someone wants to learn more about Frederick Allen Lodge and the events, where would you send them?
Okay, there is a website that you can go on, frederickallenlodge.org, and you can go there and see what we have in store for the week or the month.
I know you work with Skidmore and the Arthur Zankel Music Center.
Yes.
I heard there's an event coming up on March 1st with Melanie Charles.
That was the most wonderful event. So musicians come from all over, from RPI, from Union, from Skidmore, from all of the community schools, and they come here, and it's like a big jam session. Melanie Charles and her sister, they play, and then as they're playing, you can come in and jam with them. I've never seen anything like it. This place was packed, just playing their instruments, just, to the side, just joining in with whatever they're playing and just ad-libbing to whatever Melanie Charles and her sister and her group are performing. And it's a really neat event, and I recommend anybody come if you're a music lover.
Absolutely. So the jam session was here.
Yes.
That's great. And then the events on March 1st is going to be at Arthur Zankel Music Center. So what I have gathered is it's a recap of her time in Saratoga last year, right?
Yes.
She created this program. So she'll be highlighting stuff like this. And the theme of the show is Make Jazz Trill Again.
Yes. And I'm sure after the success we had with her coming here, she will be back. She said she would come back and do the same jam session here again.
So if Melanie is coming here for a jam session, where do we find that out? Will you be announcing it on Facebook or your website?
We'll be putting it on our website, and Skidmore will put it on theirs too.
Okay,
so,
great.
Yeah, so it will be a collaboration between the two of us. We've been doing a lot of collaborations with Skidmore. This is a class that Skidmore, again, they're trying to integrate the community, and so it's called the Intergenerational Lab. It's a class that you take at Skidmore, and we're going to pair an adult with a Skidmore student, and you will be taking the class with the Skidmore student for the semester. I think it's a wonderful way to tag team with someone younger and someone in school. It's a way of they want to get the kids off campus and into the community. So they came to me and came to the lodge and asked if we would allow a class to take place here for a semester. So if this works out, they're going to have more classes here.
That's such a great idea. Yeah. Getting out of the classroom, getting into the community, pairing up with an adult. I think it's a great idea. Yeah. Now, you have brought this picture. Let's talk about it. Who's in the picture?
This is a picture of my kids that I hung out with, but it's a cool picture because this is right by Legends.
Oh, yeah.
You're right by, was Legends, but it's
Dizzy Chicken.
Dizzy Chicken.
Yes.
Yeah. This is in front of Dizzy Chicken. Actually, the telephone pole is right to Westside Stadium, and that used to be Sarah's Market. And it was a meat market where you could buy meat. This was Oppie Anderson's club, which is called Burgess's back in the day. This is after a parade, an Elks parade, and you can see, because you see the Elks guy in his uniform. I took the picture. It's my friend, and actually I was in the parade, but I took the picture, and it's just the kids hanging out. You don't see Black children in Saratoga having fun and being a group together. Actually, it's a very famous picture now in Saratoga. A lot of people put it on their website that have to do with organizations that are Black organizations, especially like Create has it on their website. There's certain organizations that put it on their website to show the community back when it was there was a real Black community here, because there really isn't anymore. So this place is so important to maintain and foster and sponsor and support. To me, this is the hub for any kind of non-for-profit that supports minority endeavors. So it's way important to me that this place lives and stays long before while I'm long gone, that prospers and helps the community.
You're doing such a great job, and I feel it in your voice and in your story, and I'm just so grateful that you're continuing to keep this legacy going.
We are an organization that believes in community, believes in fellowship, believes in all endeavors, whether it's the Black community or otherwise, that we matter, we count, we have a stake here in this community, and our stake matters. And don't discount this organization just because the way we started happened to be about a certain ethnicity. We're bigger than that. Our membership is so diverse. Our purpose and our mission is to keep our heritage alive and well and make sure it doesn't get erased, and to educate people and teach about what we know and what we represent on a daily level, even if it's the smallest thing. Like, you can come in here and you learn about basic things that happened here, but it's very important that the history doesn't get erased, and that why we started doesn't disappear. And if we don't continue to put on programs and to invite people, invite the community, and it will disappear. And that's my fear. So I'm here because I'm steadfast that I'm not going to let that happen, not as long as I'm alive. We all need each other, and everybody has a part to keep things vibrant and alive. So it's very important to have diversity and equity and, different types of organizations. We all are dependent on each other. You can't be just one thing, because if you're just one thing, there's no room for creativity or growth or any of that. It's going to go. You're going to that you hear of towns that just completely disappear. Those are, to me, the towns that disappear. The ones that have no vision.
Yeah.
No vision. This organization was built on generational families. So you brought your son, and then your daughter, and then they brought their kids, and then they brought their kids. And most organizations today don't work like that. Don't build like that. And this was definitely an organization where your family came, your friends came, and you brought people in based on how you were related or how you were connected. That's very important, to have that cohesiveness. That is what built this organization, the cohesiveness of having your family and your friends and those people you associate or close to supporting and building this organization to where it is today. So I'm hoping that in the future we're going to build that back up, but not in that way. That's why we have Zankel's coming. That's why we have outside events in here. And every time we have an outside event, there's one or two people that are interested in becoming members or being an associate member to help this place survive.
Yeah, that's amazing. And it's so important. This place needs to survive, and everything you're doing, there is a purpose and a reason and a mission. And I think the events are educational, and they're increasing awareness of this place.
Yes.
And we need to keep doing them. So whatever we can do at Discover, please let us know to continue to promote and amplify the mission of this place, because I want it to be here for many, many years.
Thank you.
Joy, it has been an honor to sit with you today, and I appreciate everything you have shared with us. I wish you many, many years of success, and I'm really excited to get to know you better in the future.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you. Now for MacKenzie's hot take. Happy Valentine's Day, Saratoga. I have the treat for you. If you're looking to impress, skip the ordinary chocolate and grab some chocolate-covered strawberries from Saratoga Candy Co. They're delicious, decadent, and downright irresistible. Trust me, one bite and you'll wonder why you ever settled for anything less. Treat your loved one to chocolate-covered strawberries at Saratoga Candy Company today. Thank you for joining us for this special episode of Destination Saratoga All Access. Don't forget to subscribe for more insider tips, curated itineraries, and inspiring stories that make Saratoga County unforgettable. If there's something you want to hear about, send me an email at podcast@discoversaratoga.org. Until next time, keep exploring, and we hope to see you in Saratoga real soon. This podcast is brought to you by Discover Saratoga, the official tourism promotion agency of Saratoga County. The podcast is produced by Bright-Sided Podcasting, video provided by Iron Glass Productions, and special thank you to Lyft Marketing.